Welcome back, everybody, to the Colorado Rockies franchise on MLB The Show 21. Year 2 is underway, and we have a great matchup in store for this episode as we take on Shohei Ohtani and the Angels, with Andrew Heaney meeting his former team after a disappointing debut start with a defense that definitely let him down. I have turned off auto fielding today, and you can let me know if you like the gameplay better. But I wanted to make sure we could take on Ohtani if we had the chance. We won't see the Angels often in this series, but when we can face the superstars of the league, we're definitely going to. So let's get into this one. We have Charlie Blackman facing Shohei Ohtani, a 2-2 count, and a foul tip on the splitter as Ohtani picks up his first strikeout of the ball game. This was also my first time at all seeing Ohtani pitch in this game, and it's a challenge. There's the fastball blown by Baez. 97's a bit on the low end for his fastball. This one is in the air to center, and Baez can't do much with it. Ohtani with a 1-2-3 first. And now Andrew Heaney, who allowed 10 hits back in the first start, but I feel like with better defense, he would have only allowed like 5 and could have gone deeper into the ball game. Here's a ground ball to the right side, and Luis Aviles is retired. And that'll bring up Mike Trout. 8-game hitting streak entering this game. Heaney facing his old teammate, 2-0, and not getting the call at the knees. The 3-0 curveball doesn't even get the call, so Trout draws the walk, and that brings up Anthony Rendon. And that is a very soft pop fly behind second base, and Heaney puts up a 0 in the first. Ryan McMahon to lead off the second inning, and there's the big breaking ball of Ohtani. He can get you out with all 4 of his pitches. The curveball has a ton of break. The slider is pretty good as well. Left that one up. And Duvall just can't time it right here. 2-2 as Ohtani hits the inside with the slider. Strike 3. Bottom of the second now. It's Jared Walsh going after the curveball below the zone. And Heaney retires him on 3 pitches as Walsh chases the changeup. One thing you'll notice today, Ohtani is not hitting. I thought that would be in the game when he is pitching, but guess not, as Justin Upton is down on strikes. Heaney gets his second strikeout, and we'll take this into the 3rd inning. Brendan Rodgers timed it up, but barely made contact, and Ohtani makes the play. Not doing much the first trip here through the order, as the fastball is fouled off. There were certainly some pitches here to do something with, but the Rockies just really couldn't. Grounded here to the right side, and Fuentes is retired. Dom Nunez gets ahead in the count, gets a fastball up, and goes to opposite field. And Ohtani retires the first 9 batters of the day. This game gets underway with a really nice pitcher's duel, and Heaney covering at first makes the play. It was actually kind of fun getting back to fielding here in this one. Heaney 0-2 to David Fletcher, and this one is popped into shallow right as Rodgers can't get out there. Fletcher wants second, and he's out by a mile. A little over-aggressive there with Rodgers coming up empty. And we get 1 hit combined through 3 innings. Second trip through the order now, we have Garrett Hampson, 2-2. Right down the line, it's a fair ball. And Hampson rounds first, sprinting to second, in time with the double. We have a lot of speed on this team. I want to be very aggressive on the base paths. In scoring position for Baez, who puts it on the ground and advances Hampson over to third base. Now can Ryan McMahon come through with the 2-out hit? Ohtani gets in to chase the splitter. Won't go after the curveball inside. 2-2. And going after the high heat. Inning over. Another strikeout for Shohei Ohtani. Heaney trying to match him with another 0 as he strikes out Luis Aviles. And speaking of Luis Aviles, over on my second channel today, I just debuted a new project on MLB The Show called the Rule 5 Rebuild. I brought this up as a possibility during my Rockies offseason stream. First episode is going to be up today, if it's not already up. It's about 50 minutes. Check it out, let me know what you think, and subscribe over there if you like the video. Back to the action against the Angels now. Mike Trout, 3-1, drilled it over to Josh Fuentes. Nice catch. And then Anthony Rendon's going to test him on the ground. And Fuentes, 2 for 2 in that sequence. 4 scoreless innings. Taking this into the 5th. Still waiting for that first hit. Could not connect against the curveball. And then Ohtani misses outside. Hilliard gets ahead and lines one sharply over to short. Just can't get the offense going. It's been really slow to start to begin the season. And Ohtani's missing with these curveballs, and we are not doing anything with them. The difference in speed with his pitches is so difficult to get used to. We go bottom 5 now, and Walsh with a patient at-bat draws the walk. Now Justin Upton, 2-2. Drilled this one deep to center. Hampson going all the way back to make the catch against the wall. With that 99 speed, he can get to those tough ones. And then Scott Schebler falls behind Heaney. He strikes out on a fastball right down the middle. 4th of the day for Andrew Heaney. And this ground ball gets past Fuentes at third base. Angels with 2 aboard as they go to their 9-hitter. This is the catcher John Ryan Murphy, the veteran. 2-2. Grounded down the first base line just like Hampson's earlier. Into the corner, and 2 are going to score. A big 2-out hit in the first runs of the ball game. Going back to what I was saying earlier about just being used to Ohtani's pitches, you have that fastball that clocks in around 100 you got to be ready for. The splitter's going to be a bit lower in like the mid-80s, and then the curveball at like 73. You got 3 different speeds to worry about, and it's difficult to just make contact. This one's on the ground, and Dom Nunez does come through with a hit. The catcher's getting it done here in this game, and then Hampson's going to come through again, going the other way. His second hit. 2 aboard here against Ohtani in the 6th. 2-0 to Charlie Blackman, and he hits it on the ground. 4-6-3 out of the 6th. Colorado still can't find the scoreboard. Andrew Heaney trying to go 6 innings as well. Here's Aviles turning on one. It's drilled to deep left field, and Hilliard watches this one fly out. It's a solo homer, and that is it for Andrew Heaney. Gave up the 2-run double to John Ryan Murphy, and then Aviles takes him yard. Don't want to see him have to face Trout and Rendon for a 3rd time. It's a better outing than his first, but still not the dominant ace appearance. Here's Darren O'Day coming out of the bullpen, though. I like what I've seen from him so far. Mike Trout on the ground and stopped by Fuentes. He recovers, and Trout still beats it out. Now, I think some of the issues last episode could have been auto fielding. I also don't think we're a great defensive team. But Javi Baez starts the 6-4-3 double play, and we'll take this one into the 7th. The offense is just not clicking to start the year. You want Javi Baez to help turn things around. Ohtani trying to pitch through the 7th, and on 4 pitches, he ends up walking Baez to lead off the inning, but Ohtani's not coming out. Ryan McMahon got one up, back up the middle, nice play. And the Angels pick up a huge double play. Rockies down 3-0, running out of time here as Duvall connects. And he goes to left center field and gets a 2-out double. Just good to have a solid hit with him. Haven't done much since we signed him. Huge breaking ball, top of the zone, and Hilliard is underneath it. We got so many curveballs that we could have gone yard on and couldn't do it. 7th inning, Scott Schebler facing Robert Stevenson. This one is smoked. First pitch for Stevenson, goodbye. Angels extend their lead. Not what we want to see, already 1-4 to start the season. Just can't hit the ball well against Ohtani. Slider left up, lazy fly ball into right field. Ohtani had really low energy to this point too, and he was still getting us out easily. 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, trying to complete the 8th. Here's Josh Fuentes, and he gets jammed a bit, but it lands in right. There's a hit at least. Garrett Hampson working on a 2-for-3 day, and he skies one for John Ryan Murphy. 8 shutout innings for Shohei Ohtani. You'd like to see us compete better against these great pitchers, but we're not. Luis Aviles in the 8th, facing Scott Oberg. Now, Oberg didn't pitch for us in Season 1. In real life, he is not playing this year because of career-threatening blood clots. A very serious issue. Hopefully he's able to make a return in real life. He is returning here for us in this series, obviously. And there's a base hit to left field from Mike Trout. Jared Walsh 2-0, hammers one into right field, and the Angels are going to come up with their 5th run. The speed for Charlie Blackman has gone way down, so we can't cut that one off. Otherwise, you maybe save the run there. So we go into the 9th, and Ohtani gives up a base hit to Charlie Blackman, and that is it for Shohei. Almost got the complete game, but quite the performance here against the Rockies. Felix Pena trying to complete the game, and that's a base hit to right for Ryan McMahon. 2 aboard for the Rockies, and 2 down. Sam Hilliard goes the other way. That's 3 straight singles for the Rockies. So they bring in their closer, Raisel Iglesias. Very familiar with him from the Twins franchise. 3-2 to Brendan Rodgers. And that's not called a strike. It should have been. But it's a walk and a run for Colorado. Game not done yet. Josh Fuentes now. Line drive, right center field. That one gets down. Rockies adding on more here in the 9th. Fuentes to second as 2 more score. Suddenly it's 5-3. A great night at the ballpark for Angels fans, and the Rockies trying to spoil it. Off the bench, Raimel Tapia. A base hit could tie the game. Iglesias in a big spot, and Tapia grounds it over to Walsh at first, and the game comes to an end. Rockies finally get on the scoreboard late, but where is this offense that should be threatening to score throughout the game? We haven't seen the home runs yet. The season's young, of course, and we're facing Zach Gallen, Shohei Ohtani in these games. But we want to see some runs. We want to see an offense that can hopefully compete for us this season. And we're 1-6 to begin the year. We don't have much inspiring confidence yet. 3rd game of the series, trying to avoid the sweep. Here's Joe Smith, bottom 9, facing Mike Trout with a game-winning run at second base. Count works full against perhaps the best player in the game. And Mike Trout sends it to right center field, and the Angels walk it off in the 9th inning as they sweep the Rockies with this 5-4 finish. A 1-6 start to the season for Colorado. Definitely going to remind everybody of Season 1. I wasn't sure what to expect after the changes we made here in the offseason, but it doesn't seem yet like much is changing. After that, we finally go home, opening against the Philadelphia Phillies, dropping the first game 5-3, then getting shut out 6-0, finally losing 9-5, and that gives the Rockies a 1-9 start. With the season barely underway, are we already thinking about the future once again? At this point, the Rockies are 23rd in batting average, 29th in runs allowed. Very similar to what we saw a year ago. And it does make you wonder about just the future of this team and if we're going to have much accomplished this season. If it becomes a lost year this quickly, we're going to focus a lot more on the minor leagues as we have a lot of our best prospects another year experienced, another year closer to the show, and I feel like there's a lot of potential down at AAA. We have Zach Veen working up from AA to AAA this season, and I'm really hopeful that he can help the big league team as early as the end of this year. And at least down in Albuquerque, they have found a way to win some games early on. Their season's just barely getting underway, but they're playing some good baseball. Derek Rodriguez wins this game, 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, only allowing 3 hits. And then we go back to the big league team, starting a series here against the Diamondbacks. They do snap the losing streak with a 7-3 win. It's a rematch of opening day, and this time we got 6 runs against Zach Gallen. Heaney only went 5, but struck out 9. We'll take the win, especially allowing 3 runs. I'm glad I have these critical situations turned on this year. We're going to jump into a game, bottom of the 9th, trying to pick up a series victory against the Diamondbacks. Walk-off opportunity here. Elias Diaz going down as the ball runs inside, hits him in the elbow. And that's going to put 2 aboard for pinch hitter Garrett Hampson, who's starting the year pretty strong. Ooh, DeSclafani missed with that one, and Hampson let him get away with it. And then the fastball is blown by him. Hampson can't come through. Now it's Sam Hilliard, 1 for 4 on the day, and grounded to the right side. Diamondbacks forcing extras. Scott Oberg on the mound once again. Josh Rojas at the plate, falling behind in the count. 0-2 fastball. Oberg picks up the big strikeout. Trying to leave that runner at second base, Cesar Hernandez. 2-2. Not chasing the slider. He has a very good eye at the plate and won't chase that one either. 2 aboard here for Arizona. And that brings up Carlos Correa, the big free agent addition here for the Diamondbacks and their attempted rebuild. And Correa falls behind 1-2. In the air, going deep to right field, over the head of Charlie Blackman, and it's off the wall. Diamondbacks take the lead. Second run coming around, and Hernandez is ahead of the tag. Correa comes through. Diamondbacks take the lead. Chris Davinsky comes in to try and save it. Here's Josh Fuentes leading off the 10th. And he swings under the fastball up in the zone. Davinsky tries to get him to chase the slider, 1-2. This one's crushed to left center field. Back it goes, and Fuentes ties the game at 4. There's a big hit for Colorado. 417 feet, and the Rockies answer with the 2-run shot. 3rd home run in this young season for Josh Fuentes. I can't wait to see what he can do for another full season. And now it's a brand new ball game. Javi Baez now in the 10th inning. And this one's going back in center field. Baez walks it off and the Rockies win it. What a finish in Denver. Back-to-back home runs in the 10th inning. And Javi Baez delivers his first big moment as a Colorado Rocky. And not only that, he does it in response to Carlos Correa's 2-run double that seemed to give the Diamondbacks another win over the Rockies. But not tonight. This is the offense I want us to be able to count on. Of course, you got to go back to the offseason. Carlos Correa gets that superstar shortstop contract. Baez has to sign a prove-it deal. I'd say he proved it tonight. Rockies pick up their first series win of the season over Arizona. Gotta start somewhere, even at 1-9. 2 straight wins over the Diamondbacks. And in Game 3, Jon Gray putting together an incredible start going into the late innings. 7 innings of pitching here with 3 strikeouts and no runs allowed. But is his day almost done? Pitch count not too much of a concern, but now runners at the corners, nobody down. As Rojas hits one in the air to left center field, and with plenty of speed at third base, the Diamondbacks get their first run. But Jon Gray stays in the game, facing Cesar Hernandez, not getting the call there. Same strike zone, I guess, we had against Mike Trout, and that is another walk. And it's time to go to the bullpen and try to preserve this win for Jon Gray. Fantastic outing, finally getting some quality starting pitching as he tips his cap to the home fans. And in comes Darren O'Day. He's become one of the go-to relievers. 7 appearances, no runs allowed. So looking to see him in the 8th. Ketel Marte right center, caught and not testing. 2 down now, and it's Correa once again. It's tapped up the middle, Baez charging, and the throw is in time. Nice play again for Javi Baez. 3-1 going into the 9th inning. Just the 2nd appearance for Michael Givens. I'd like for him to do more than just save ball games. I wish that was like a role, just like, even if it's not a safe situation, maybe you also get a chance to pitch, because Givens is so good. Just ask David Peralta. Strike 3. Christian Walker, 2-1. Givens throws a fastball right by him, 2-2. Upstairs at 97. Strikeout, 1 to go. Carson Kelly popped it up. In comes Baez. He wants this one. The Rockies sweep Arizona. So we may have started 1-9. It's not a great beginning to this season, but that's 3 straight victories with quality starting pitching and some timely hitting. We're not going to give up. It's good to see some resiliency here. Jon Gray picks up his first win of the season. We also had Baez go yard in this game as well. It seems like his bat is starting the season very strong. Now, we'll see if we can build upon this as we play 6 of 9 against the Dodgers for the first time this year, so that's definitely not going to be an easy stretch. One last thing I want to share with you here. The AAA season is just getting underway, 6 games in. But there's one player making us take notice already, and that is Connor Joe. He was called up for a short time a season ago, and he might be making a return before too long. In 7 games to start the year, Connor Joe already has 4 home runs. He can provide us some extra depth for the infield, and I mean, if you're hitting for power like this at the AAA level, we're going to see if you can do it against Major League pitching eventually. So, we'll see when the first call-ups happen, but Connor Joe is the early favorite to be the first one we bring up at some point here, probably early in the season. Albuquerque has started their season with a 5-2 record, and I plan on spending a lot of time with them this year. I feel like a lot of those players are going to be serious contributors eventually at the big league level. And then we'll get to AA as well. I know you all want to see the Yard Goats in action, but the AA season doesn't begin until May. So it takes a little time getting into the year before we can see David Geronimo and any of those other players that are playing down there. But here are your numbers a couple weeks into the season, as Javi Baez already has 4 home runs. We're getting power from the players you would expect it. Garrett Hampson's doing a pretty good job. We still haven't had many games where the offense just goes off, and I feel like we should be having those with the depth of this lineup 1 through 9. I think we should have a really strong offense this year. It's just all about having those games where it all comes together and you can handle an off day for your starting pitching. I feel like the pitching, though, right now has to be really on point for us to get a stretch of wins together. And hopefully we can keep this competitive and not just know 3 weeks into the year that we're just going to be speeding our way through the rest of the season. So, big series coming up next against the Dodgers. We'll get into those games and see where this season goes for Colorado. Hope you enjoyed the action today, everybody. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And again, if you want more baseball content from me, over on my second channel, MrHurriicane LP, a new project just launched today. I'll have more Rockies coming your way soon. Have a great day, everybody.